Oh, here comes the third flower in this Echinopsis candy cans. This bud is going to open up tonight. And this time, I will not miss it because these first two flowers, I told you in my last video, the episode 3 of my What's in Bloom series, that I missed seeing these two flowers right here. But this time, I'm going to make sure that I catch this tonight. Look how long that flower bud is. This is going to be a very big flower. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Cactus Caffeine. My name is Anna. For today, I have some blooming Tricoseras here in the garden. I woke up to this very beautiful sight here. I'm glad I got a chance to see it today. We were actually out for a few days and I was praying that they wouldn't open while I was away, and my prayers were answered. So they bloomed today. This one is a Trichocereus hybrid. It doesn't have any name, but this is a beautiful, pure white flower. Very fragrant, right? This one is planted in the ground. I had to put a stake on it because it was trying to lean, and I didn't want that. I want it upright. You know, the flowers were getting heavy, so it was trying to lean. So I had to put a stake on it. And then moving on, whoa, this one is big. This one is Trichocereus big insane spider. The plant is not that big yet. It's still in a pot. I got this one from Brent Wigand. I believe this is his own hybrid. Big insane spider. Look how big it is. See from the back, and it's very fragrant as well. I love its the color of the flower. It's pink with a touch of yellow radiating from the middle of the flower. And I measured this, by the way. I measured it across. It was 7.5 inches. Big insane spider. And then let's take a look at this super blooming Trichocereus Dutchman's Gold. Ooh, I love the yellow color of this one. Indeed, it's not a bright yellow. It's more of really a gold, a gold shade of a color. And it also smells so good. Very fragrant as well. So all of the flowers, well, not all of them. I still have a few more buds in there. But most of the flowers, they bloomed today. I will try to cross-pollinate the flowers of this Dutchman's Gold with this big insane spider and vice versa. I am hoping that I will be able to get some of the pink color of the big insane spider to the Dutchman's Gold and probably or hopefully make the flowers of this bigger. Not that it's not big, but this big insane spider is definitely so much bigger. So I'm hoping to make this Dutchman's Gold flower bigger when I sow the seeds that I harvest from this. And by putting the pollen of the Dutchman's Gold to this big insane spider, I am hoping to probably add more yellow color to the offsprings of this big insane spider when I gather the seeds and when I sow them. After I cross-pollinate, I will be moving this indoors just to make sure that no other, pollen gets into this flower. The bees, I have bees here in my yard. I don't want the bees to be carrying the pollen of that white flower to this. So I just want them to cross. So I will be keeping this indoors after I cross-pollinate them. But for this, I'll just hope for the best. There's no moving this plant indoors. When I try to cross-pollinate them, I like using a brush. Here at the bottom, you can see that there's already a lot of pollen that fell from this flower. So I'm gonna get the pollen of that and I will simply transfer it to this stigma. Okay, the stigma, this one in the middle, to the stigma of this Dutchman's Gold. Grab some pollen from here and apply it to the stigma of this big insane spider. Or I can also just sprinkle it right there. Gather some more from here, sprinkle it here. Gather some more from here. Ooh, look at that. And sprinkle it here. All right. So I'm just going to keep doing this back and forth. Hopefully, they will get pollinated. Time to check the flowers for today. I can see that this Rebutia perplexiflora is doing a second flush of flowering. Beautiful deep red colors on these flowers. I have some Rebutias still in flower. This is new. Newly flowering this season, but the cactus is not new. This is Socorebutia arenacea. Nice. It's a yellow and orange combination of colors on its petals. I still have my Mammillarias, Mammillaria rosiflora, Bocasana rosiflora still blooming. I have this twin blooms. It used to have triple blooms, but the first one is now closed. And I still have two of this. This is Echinocereus reichenbachi minor. This is Echinocereus reichenbachi albispinus. And another Echinocereus. Huge flower on this one. This is the third day that it is open. Echinocereus pentalophus. This is probably the biggest Echinocereus flower that I have in my collection. I measured it and it measured 4 inches across. I am lucky that this is on its third day now. If you notice, this is against a shade cloth. I have a 40% shade cloth in here. That's why the flowers are lasting longer. Otherwise, if I had this in full sun here in Vegas, these flowers would probably only last a day or at most 2 days and they will be gone. So this shade cloth is somehow helping prolong the life of the flowers. Moving on to my blooming rack over here. Let's start with this orange flower. This is a Parodia horstii. And then another Parodia here, Parodia ubelmanianus. And then I have a solo Sulcorebutia canigurale here. Last year, this one did a super bloom. Hopefully it will still develop more buds this year. And then look at this white flower, silky white petals. This is Cactus Lloydii major. I love this one. I should get myself more Cactus. I'm beginning to like the flowers on them. And then another Rebutia, another flush on this one. This has made, I think at least, this is the third, probably the third flush of yellow flowers. This is Rebutia craneziana. And then I have a Lobivia famatimensis. And then Mammillaria zeilmaniana. And then another little mammillaria here that's just starting to flower. This is Mammillaria purbelia. Beautiful. I remember I got this one from Planet Desert. Okay, there's more buds there, so watch out for this in the upcoming videos. And then I have a super blooming mammillaria here. This is Mammillaria nejapensis. Wow, look at that. It has 4 heads, and all the heads are covered with that like light yellow, very pale yellow color of flowers. So beautiful. It started with just 1 head, and then it split into 2 heads, and then each of the 2 heads split again. So now I have 4 heads on this mammillaria. Beautiful. All right, and then I have more. Let's go to my other rack for some more flowers. In this section, I see some pop-up colors, starting with this Astrophytum ornatum flower. That's a very big flower for this Astrophytum. See on the side, it is a very wide flower and it's fully opened. And then in here on the stable, oh, this Bocasana rosiflora, there is still blooming, probably a month now. And oh, this one. This is one of the rescue cactus that I got from Cactus World. This is a rescue plant from the Mojave Desert here in Nevada. It is an Escobaria vivipara variety deserti. And this is the first time I'm seeing its flowers. I can't quite describe the color of this flower. It is, I would say, a combination of brown, pink, and yellow. Very interesting. And then this is a Mammillaria longimama, first of a few flowers still developing on it. And then I have some Rebutias. This has been blooming for weeks now. So these are the last few blooms on this cactus. This is a flower of my Opuntia ficus indica. Bees love it. Alright, thank you everyone for joining me today in this episode in my What is in Bloom series. Like I said, I started this series this 2025 in order to show you guys how beautiful cacti can be, especially when they are in flower. So I will be showing my cactus plants when they flower or as they flower. And I also try to include the names of the cactus whenever I can, whenever I know the names of the cactus, in order to give you guys an idea of how the flower looks like, especially when you are trying to shop for cactus. Alright, also don't forget to follow me in Instagram and also in Facebook. And until next time, bye everyone, and cheers!